Yes, welcome back to City Buzz. I'm Brian Watson, your host. Excuse me. And I'm Brian Watson, your host. You're listening to Peterborough FM on www.peterborough.fm. We're one station, many communities. Click the listen live button now. We have got two guests in the studio this morning. Actually, we're going to be starting our chat right now. We've got Asif Rashid from Deen Riders, the very first Muslim biker group in England, and we're also going to be joined by Cameron Khan, okay, who actually knows this band, knows this group. So welcome to the show, guys. Asif, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Cameron?
How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. Asif, coming to you first, the very first Muslim biker group, Deen Riders, how did it start?
It started about 6 years ago by the three founding members who still run it to this day. What they did is they used to go out for ride outs, as all bikers do, but being Muslim, they had a further responsibility to help those less fortunate around them. So what they implemented was to set up a motorcycle organisation known as Deen Riders, and what we do is we work in association with local charities to help raise funds for those less fortunate than ourselves.
That sounds really, really good. How many members are there?
Active members, I'd say it's in the region of 30 to 40, and we have a lot of followers on our Facebook and Twitter page, which sort of region between 500 to 600.
That sounds really, really good. I've just got to apologise to listen there for the loss of sound there, okay, but we have got the sound back, as you can hear, and I'm talking to Asif Rashid of Deen Riders, okay, and they do events for charity, which we're going to find out in a little bit in a while. Asif, you're a rider yourself. How long have you been riding motorcycles?
I've been riding for about 7 years. Started off while I was in Peterborough, then I went to London to study at university and to continue to ride there while I was there, and that's when I came across this organisation, Deen Riders. Started riding with them while I was in London, and then when I moved back to Peterborough, I still keep in touch with them and still part of all the events that they do.
That's brilliant. So do you find it amazing that they're actually the very first sort of like Muslim motorcycle group in England?
I do, yeah, and I feel very privileged to be part of that, and as we're such a newer organisation, there's so much potential for us to grow, so much potential for us as a group as well to get out there and to contact or get in touch with the younger people. We need to bring them out of the house and show them that we're mixing our passion while also practicing our religion. So I think that's a really important concept that we can give to people out there.
It is indeed, because most people, when you talk about religion in general, most people think it's very, very straight. They think that you don't have fun, but you must have fun.
Of course, yeah. I mean, yeah, fun is probably the first thing that we have.
Without fun, there's no religion.
That's right.
Just bring Cameron in there. Cameron, how did you come across the group?
I'm related to Asif. Me and Asif, we've known each other. We pretty much grew up together for years, and I always liked motorbikes, but probably too scared to go on one. And through Asif, I started getting into my passion on motorbikes. So, I haven't got a license yet, but it's something that Asif's been on my back for ages to get a license and that. But through Asif, I got interested into Deen Riders and motorbikes. And through that, I started following Deen Riders on Twitter and Facebook, and just sort of following the kind of work they do. And just reiterate what Asif said about having a passion for riding bikes and using that to raise awareness and charity and all that kind of stuff. I already do the charity side of stuff, and I like motorbikes, so it fits in quite well. But so once I get my full license, hopefully I'll start riding a bit more with these guys. But I'm hopefully going to be around on Sunday when the event, which is taking place in Peterborough.
Just going to ask you a question there, Cameron. Okay, now, does your wife know you've got a passion for bikes, and how would she feel if you had one?
She's fine. No, my wife's quite supportive. She just goes, just don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, okay.
But no, she's fine with it. She's never stopped me doing anything crazy, and I do quite a lot of stuff like that. So, but no, she's fine with it. She doesn't have a problem. But I'm not sure how she's going to feel when I have a full-time license and I turn up with the motorbike at home. And I said, look what I've just bought. As my foot, so
we'll be able to get back on the pillion, won't you? That'd be good stuff. You know what I mean?
It's nice and weather like this to
absolutely,
and it's good fun.
Brilliant stuff. We're going to go into a quick break, people, but we'll be back in a short while. Well, we was going to go into a quick break. I think my tracks just disappeared there. So we will be talking to Asif and Cameron in a very short while. Hello, yes, welcome back to City Buzz. I'm Brian Watson, your host. We are talking to Asif Rashid, and we're also joined by Cameron Khan. Now, Asif Rashid is part of Deen Riders, the very first Muslim motorcycle group in England. Okay, and they do a lot of work in the community, raising awareness about the religion, doing work for charity, and having fun at the same time. Welcome back, Asif.
Welcome back, Brian. Thank you.
Now I'm enjoying this chat. Now, you talked there a little bit about motorcycles. Now, people do associate motorcycles with danger, but it's like a weapon. It's not about the machine, it's about the person who rides it. Is that the message you try and get across?
It is indeed, and as members of Deen Riders, the founding, the chairman, Jamal Riches, he has an obligation to ensure that we're all safe. So what we do every year is we attend bike safe courses, which are run by the local constabulary. So we have a bike safe course on the 1st of September with the Metropolitan, and what they do is they teach us skills to enhance our riding skills and to stay safe on the road and to become aware of other road users.
Yeah, the other thing is that because a motorcycle is not always seen by cars, is it? They don't always see you at junctions and things like that. Do you find that sometimes you have to be very careful on that particular scenario?
You do, yes. Yeah, you cannot deny that when you're in a car, you're sort of in a cocoon, aren't you?
Yes.
And you're sort of concentrating on just the road ahead, and perhaps sometimes unaware of what's going on around you. So as a rider, you have to enhance your skills, and instead of looking at the road in front of you, maybe look perhaps a few hundred yards ahead to see what's happening in the road, so you can make judgments, advanced judgments on your riding.
On your riding. Now, you yourself said you were at college. What sort of things are you studying?
Well, I just graduated this year. I studied chemistry. I was at a London university. I've just graduated this year, so I'm hopefully looking for a job.
You've just joined the 3 million others that are looking for work. Cameron, just coming in there, do you find like with knowing Asif and things like it broadens your passion for doing charity work like yourself? I mean, you're part of a volunteer organisation, although as a paid member of staff. Yeah. Do you find that it gives you that motivation?
Yeah, for me, I mean, the motorbike, Deen Ride is just another avenue, another channel to promote charity. We've done family fun days, we've done charity dinners, we've gone to climbing mountains, Snowdon and Ben Nevis. So we've done loads of the sort of stuff that people do, skydiving. This is quite common, but the whole Deen Riders, going from a motorbike ride from city to city, raising charity. This is quite a new concept. I'm not sure if there's any other organisations who've ever done this, but for me, this is the first time I've come across an organisation, or a motorbike organisation, who go around from city to city to have a ride to raise funds. So, and so for me, it's like, oh wow, this is a new way where we can sort of tap into to raise funds. So for me, being part of a charity like Deen Riders, hopefully I'm not a fully pledged member yet, but hopefully once I get my licence, I want to sign on the dotted line or whatever you have to do to become a fully...
we won't see if it does there, you know what I mean? I won't mention the initiation processes because I don't think that's going to happen, but...
No, I think you have to ride about 130 miles... No, I'm joking. Safety first, remember that.
Safety first, absolutely. Asif, back to yourself. I was going to ask you, and Cameron's just taken my track of thought there, but I've got to say, what sort of work are you looking for?
Well, anything in the medical field, I'll be happy with. At the moment, I trade from home, buy and sell motorcycles. Okay. I do a bit of servicing, so that keeps me ticking over quite nicely. But my passion would be to work something within the nutritional area. Maybe within a clinical environment, as I would like to use the skills and knowledge I've gained in my chemistry degree and use it in the open world.
Brilliant stuff. Now I've got to say, just one thing before we go into the next track of music, the gear for biking. Yes. You have to get the right gear, don't you?
The gear is more important than the bike you ride. Inevitably, one day you probably will need it, and it will save your life. There's a very strong campaign out there by all motorcycle groups and by the police as well to gear up correctly before you ride your bike. Make sure you've got the correct boots, make sure your helmet's correct, make sure your gloves are correct as well, because if you do come off this, if you're wearing a t-shirt and jeans, that tarmac will take those clothes off in a matter of seconds, right down to your skin. So the correct gear is imperative.
Absolutely. And also your jacket as well has got to be, it's thick padded leather, isn't it?
It is, often it is, yeah. Some are made out of leather, cowhide leather, some are made out of Kevlar, things like that. They're all designed to decrease impact when you hit the road and to protect your skin from the tarmac.
Because you are going to be talking, if you do hit the tarmac, you could be hitting the tarmac around speeds around 60 miles an hour or more.
That's correct, yeah. I mean, I know people who've hit the tarmac at 20 to 30 miles an hour, and it's taken the skin right off their hands because they weren't wearing gloves. And so if you can imagine doubling that speed to 60 miles an hour on a motorway as well, just imagine the damage it would do to your limbs and to the rest of your body. So any riders who are listening out there, and I know it's summertime and people start to slack thinking I can quickly nip out in my trousers and t-shirts. You may be the best rider out there, but if a car was to hit into you and you went skidding along at the tarmac, it's not going to take long for that skin to come right off. So you do need to gear up correctly.
Absolutely. Now, if you've only just joined us, we are talking to Asif Rashid of Deen Riders, who are the very first Muslim biking group in England, okay, and they do rides for charities, which we're going to be finding about in a minute. We are also joined by Cameron Khan, who is very interested in biking and does a lot of support work for the group, and is also the station manager of Peterborough FM. Welcome back to the show, guys.
Welcome back, Brian. Thank you for having us.
Did you like that introduction? Was it good?
It was brilliant.
Mine was a bit too formal,
okay, fair enough. There you go.
I can live with that bit.
You can live with that, can you? Okay, Asif, we've been talking about the safety of riding and your passion for bikes and the sort of thing you do. Now, you do raise money for charities, okay? That's the most important function, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is solely what we do as Deen Riders. We go out and ride, share our passion for riding, and we work with local charities to help raise awareness for that charity and vital funds that they may need.
Brilliant stuff. Now, you've got events coming up, haven't you? What's the next event you're going to be doing?
The next event coming up is this Sunday, Bank Holiday Sunday, on the 25th. It's in Peterborough.
Fantastic.
We're visiting approximately 5 locations across the city, riding all the way from London, and it's part of our Ride Aid campaign for Syria, solely because of the dire situations in that country, and there are very poor people out there who do need our help. And we as Muslims, we share that responsibility to help those who are less fortunate than ourselves. So we're riding to Peterborough on the 25th, and members of the public can come visit us at various locations around the city. At 1 o'clock we'll be at Dar es Salaam on Alma Road. Okay. At 3:30 we'll be at Bright Street Car Park feeding the local homeless at the soup kitchen. So if that's a neutral event, so any people are welcome. They can do, yeah. I mean, people are welcome to the mosque. You don't have to belong to any faith to come to the mosque. Mm-hmm. But Bright Street will be the neutral location. At 6 o'clock, we'll be at the Islamic Centre on Cromwell Road. We'll be doing a exclusive talk at that location about Syria and raising funds there. And then at 8:30, we'll be at the largest mosque in Peterborough on Glasson Street called Fazana Medina. We'll be praying our Maghrib prayer, the sunset prayer there, so people can catch us at all these locations. If they do want to keep in track of what we're doing, they can visit our website. It's www.deenriders.com. That's DEEN riders.com. They can also follow us on Twitter at Deen Riders, and we have a Facebook page as well dedicated to ourselves. It's facebook.com/Deen Riders.
Brilliant stuff. I've got to say, I'm actually very impressed there. Now, you've had a bit of a donation from an organisation that you may not expect, wouldn't you?
That's correct, yeah. Very surprisingly, our first donation from within the Peterborough community was from Peterborough Cathedral, from the staff members there, because I did approach them about doing perhaps like a photo shoot outside Peterborough Cathedral while we were here, because it's obviously one of the main tourist attractions in the city, and we didn't want to miss the opportunity to come here. So just as a formality, I did ask the clergy there if we could bring our bikes onto the grounds and have a photo shoot. They were very happy to do that. They also asked what we were doing, so I gave them a bit of background about what Deen Riders do. Told them that we had previously raised money for people like Great Ormond Street, Revert to Reality, Hand in Hand for Syria, and they gladly handed over a generous donation.
Brilliant stuff. Now, I've just got to point out there that the Peterborough Cathedral, and that is generally a Christian clergy, a Catholic clergy, okay? And I want to bring to a point now, because I was going to ask this question at some point. What do you need to be of the Muslim faith to join Deen Riders?
Not at all. No, you do not even need to belong to a religion. You do not even have to be a biker. You just have to share a passion for charity work and doing good. And that's what we encourage. I mean, I'd say the majority of members who follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, they are not bikers. We have sort of 30 to 40 active members who are bikers, but the vast majority of our supporters and followers they're not bikers at all, and they're from a wide range, and some of them may not hold any faith at all.
That's absolutely fantastic. Can we just bring you in here? Do you find that amazing?
Yeah, I mean, I knew most of what Asif just said about. I didn't, in terms of open to all the faiths and stuff. So that's quite new to me as well. But again, with any organisation, even though Deen riders, the majority of riders are Muslim, it's open to any people of any faith or non-faith. So, but I mean, we encourage people to come down on Sunday. There might be bikers in the Peterborough area who might have not met other bikers of different faiths and stuff. So it's a good opportunity for them to come down and see the kind of work Deen riders do, and maybe get involved in local charity work of their own through biking and stuff. So yeah, we encourage people to come down. Asif's already mentioned the 4 different venues. So that's Alma Road at 1 o'clock, and it's at the Soup Kitchen on Bright Street, which is the coach park.
Yeah.
For those of you who know Peterborough quite well, it's the coach park on Bright, and there's loads of space there. So that'd be quite a nice place for people to come down, bring their bikes down, talk to other bikers. I know bikers quite like
they share facts,
together.
don't they?
That's
do,
right,
yeah.
And they have a common interest in it, which is bikes, and have a common passion, which is bikes. But they can also talk to members of Deen riders about the charity side of stuff. So yeah, that'll be at 3:30. Asif, is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
And then there'll be
the talk at the Islamic Centre,
Cromwell Road.
Yeah.
And it's 313 Cromwell Road, if I'm correct. Again, anybody's welcome to that. Whether you're faith or not any faith. So that's at 6:30, and then the sunset prayer, which is at Fadana Medina Gladstone Street, at 8:30. So please, if it's a bank holiday weekend,
Get out
weather's
there
probably
and
going to be
support
really nice. Get on your bikes and pop down to one of the 4 venues mentioned.
Absolutely. Just before we go into our next track of music, which I think I've picked a good one here. I'll tell you a bit about that in a second. Asif, what's your bike? What bike do you ride?
At the moment, I have a Yamaha R6.
Oh, nice bike. I mean, that's probably one of the new ones, isn't it? That
It's
one.
absolutely gorgeous.
It is fairly new, yeah. It's also very fast.
Yeah.
So
what sort of CC is it?
It's a 600cc, which is, to be fair, it's plenty. It's more than enough power than what you need on the roads in the UK. Some people like to jump up to 1,000.
Oh God! Well, you really need to have a sort of like good skill for that, because they're powerful bikes, aren't they? Do you know?
They are, and if you. Whereas a car will let you off, you can speed, you can slam the brakes on in the car, and you have ABS, you have airbags, you have the chassis of the car to protect you. Most bikes, they're not as forgiving as a car, so any mistake you make, the bike won't correct it. You either have to correct it yourself or
suffer the consequences.
Yes,
absolutely. We have got Asif Rashid, who is a member of the very first Muslim biker group in England, who raised a lot of money for charity, which we're going to be talking about in a minute. And I've also been joined by Cameron Khan, Peterborough FM station manager. And welcome back, guys.
Welcome back, Brian.
Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome. Asif, we were talking about your bike, and we've been talking about the fundraising you do. Now, you've appeared on Channel 4 apparently.
That's correct, yeah. We were proudly featured on Channel 4 twice in July. They followed us for our first Ride Aid campaign through London, which was for Great Ormond Street, and then we were featured on their 4 Ramadan series, where they followed us from Birmingham to High Wycombe to London, where we prayed 3 prayers in 3 different cities in 3 different mosques, and because of that campaign, we've currently raised total so far, I believe, £17,000.
That is fantastic.
It was
really
a great
stuff.
effort.
We've got to give that a round of applause, haven't we? Come on. That's absolutely awesome.
Allahu Akbar.
Hey, yeah, I'm liking this. Now, back to the Channel 4. What was it called? What was the programme called?
People can go on 4OD, and it's a programme called 4 Ramadan. Number 4.
Number 4 Ramadan.
And we're on episode 26.
Oh, great stuff.
So they can. It's about a 4-minute programme, and we are grateful to Channel 4 for the coverage they gave us, because we understand for a small organisation like us to get the publicity that we got was absolutely amazing. So you can watch us on 4OD. We're on episode 26 of 4 Ramadan, and for those who want to know how they can donate, you can go to www.justgiving.com/ride aid if you want to donate online. And I believe we're going to cover some future events that we're doing as well.
Yes, we certainly are. I was just going to say there, though, okay, about Channel 4, because I was just going to put a bit something in the mix here. I'm actually talking to a TV star, people. See what happens to you when you come to Peterborough FM as a volunteer. It's brilliant stuff. Anyway, back to Asif. Okay, Asif, that was a great total, £17,000 from those who was. You find you get a good reception?
We do, yeah. We had an amazing reception in all the cities that we went to. People were very welcoming, very enthusiastic to meet us, and we've heard good things about the people of Peterborough as well, and we're expecting the same here as well, expecting a good turnout. For those of you who can't attend, for any reason you can't attend, we would ask you to still put the word out, because you all have brothers, you all have sisters, you all have family members, to let us know that we are visiting the city, because what it is, this will put Peterborough on the map. It'll also encourage maybe local people to do some good as well. It creates a good self-esteem amongst the people of the city as well. When an organisation can come and raise funds within the city, it shows that people of the city, they're generous and they're willing to help.
And also, as if somebody's interested in bikes, it also gives them a different direction to actually use that skill.
That's
and
correct.
Actually do some good in the community. This is what amazes me.
That's correct.
Because when people look at bikes, they associate it with a sort of an adverse group, shall we say, without mentioning any names.
Yeah.
And through the 70s and 80s, they had a really bad 60s, 70s and 80s. Bikers had a bad press.
They did, yeah.
But now you see things are starting to turn around again, because bikes are starting to be seen as fun. Now you've got another event coming up besides the one in Peterborough, haven't you?
We have, yeah. We have an event on the 15th of September at the Marriott Hotel in Heathrow. Deen Riders, we will be sponsoring that event. It's a charity dinner for Syria. All funds raised will go towards our current Ride Aid campaign for Syria. So again, that's the 15th of September at the Marriott Hotel in Heathrow, and that's a charity dinner for those who want to attend. All details will be on our website and our Facebook and Twitter pages.
Brilliant stuff. We're just going to take a quick break, and then we'll be talking to Cameron Carr, see what his views on the future events and how he's going to get involved. Keep it here on People FM. We are talking to Asif Rashid, who is a member of the Deen Riders, the very first Muslim biking group in England. I've got to stop getting tongue-tied there, people. I'm actually very honoured to be doing this, because I didn't even know about them. And we also have Cameron Carr in the studio as well, who's going to be giving us a little bit later on. Welcome back, Asif. How are you?
Welcome back. I'm good, thank you. How are you, Brian?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Are you enjoying your time on the radio?
Yes, brilliant. I love it. Yeah, it's great.
Now, we've talked about your fundraising. You've got two big events coming up. You've got this one on Sunday, isn't it? The bank holiday.
Sunday the 25th, this coming Sunday, yeah.
Okay. And also you've got, what was the other one again? You've got one coming up?
Yeah, the 15th of September at the Marriott Hotel in Heathrow.
That's brilliant stuff. I wouldn't mind going down there. That's a plush one, that, isn't it?
Get your motorbike out, Brian.
Absolutely. Now you've got some shout out. You want to say hello to some people?
Yeah, first I'd just like to thank first the radio station for inviting me on and allowing me to speak. I also like to thank the founding people of Deen Riders, that's Jamal, Salim, Osama, for giving me permission to speak on the show. I'd like to thank Faraz the Barelvi for giving me advice on the show, and a shout out to all the brothers who are following me on WhatsApp, and all the active members on Deen Riders, and the ones that follow us on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
And also people can donate by going to, is it Just Giving?
It's justgiving.com/ride aid. Bear in mind that as a resident of the UK, you'd also be eligible for gift aid. So the UK government will pay the tax towards the money that you donate. And again, our Facebook page is facebook.com/Deen Riders, and you can follow us on Twitter at Deen Riders.
Brilliant stuff. Cameron, you must be very proud to be sort of be behind this sort of organisation.
Oh, no, I'm just happy. I just want to thank Asif for getting me involved and asking, for Peterborough FM. This is what Peterborough FM is about. We're about supporting local organisations, charities, and this is the kind of work where, this kind of people we want to invite to this radio station, talking about the kind of work they're doing within the community and stuff. So I just want to thank Asif for coming in and talking about Deen Riders. I'm really looking forward to the event on Sunday. I was invited by Asif a little while ago to come meet the all the brothers and stuff. But at the time I was busy, so I'm really looking forward to Sunday. I'll be probably riding with them for the whole day. So I'm going to start with them in the morning and finish when we pray the sunset prayer Sunday afternoon. I might sneak off every now and again. I have to keep the missus happy as well. You know?
Of course, indeed, yes.
So, but just
it's a balancing act, isn't it?
You know, I'm doing a really good job. I'm like I could be easy be a juggler the way I balance things. But no, I just want to thank Asif. Just want to thank you, Brian, for having Asif on the show and stuff. And you know, people get donating. It's a really worthy cause for those of you who really want to know what's happening out there. You know, there's a lot of people who need the basic necessities.
That's right.
You know, we're just talking about water and bread.
Food.
We're not talking about anything big like that. All that we're about is just feeding people who need basic necessities. So please get donating through the Facebook page. Go on there if you want more details, and come down to the event.
Absolutely. And I've got to reiterate what Asif said. You don't have to be of any particular faith to join the bike riders, okay? So if you want to get involved and you want to get to see them, what time are you at Bright Street on Sunday?
We're at Bright Street at 3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock.
They can also come, we'll be at Peterborough Cathedral on the grounds right in front of the cathedral. We'll be there at 5 o'clock.
Oh, excellent.
So if you're going to be in the city centre or around the city centre, please do come to Peterborough Cathedral at 5 o'clock. We'll be there. We'll be showcasing our bikes and you get a chance to talk to us about the work that we do.
Brilliant stuff. Well, I'm going to get down there, people, because I want to see what bike Asif rides, the Yamaha 600.
It's outside, Ryan.
Sorry?
It's outside.
I know.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah, what it is because I want to get people down there and I want to meet people down there as well myself.
Brilliant.
So let's go down and meet the group. Saturday, it's time for me to say goodbye to Asif Rashid. Thank you very much for coming to the studio.
You're welcome, Ryan. Thank you for having me.
And also to our station manager, Cameron Khan.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Brian.
very much.
Thank you, Asif. Thank you, Deen Riders. We'll catch you with the... Remember, motorists, think bike.
Think bike. Absolutely.